show where we eat all the foods in the UK. Today we're trying
Chorley cakes.
Chorley cakes, which we got the ingredients for a few days ago, but it was slightly annoying getting a pastry cutter for this. So like and subscribe, okay?
Hello. Now, Chorley cakes. It's thought that round cakes with the fruit filling originate from medieval times and were made largely on feast days. However, their association with Chorley was first written about in the 1920s, when the writer recalled that a lady called Mrs. Corbett used to sell these Chorley cakes in a shop in the town in the 1880s. Trade records indicate that Mrs. Corbett was there at least as early as 1874, so that's the furthest we can reasonably go back to. Beyond that, it's all conjecture. Right, well, let's have a look at the ingredients. We've got the recipe from the BBC website. So first of all, 300 grams of plain flour.
How do we know that that's 300 grams?
I've already weighed it out, Simon.
Oh, okay.
And now if I can find a teaspoonful of baking powder.
Or as you might call it in the US, baking soda.
Okay.
You just spilled baking powder on the floor. Welcome to all the foods.
50 grams of caster sugar. And 180 grams of butter. We'll get on to mixing that in a moment. And 80 millilitres of milk. You might need a little more to get the consistency of the pastry right. So, which one of us is going to do the mixing?
I think you are.
Okay. So, let's start by putting the butter in the bowl. I recommend a slightly bigger bowl here, but this one will have to do. Right, once you've rubbed in all the butter, you then need to start adding the milk. And I'd do it in stages because you want it to go soft but not sticky. So just keep checking it's the right consistency. And I think it still needs some more rubbing in actually at the bottom. Right, well, I think we've got it to a decent consistency here. It's not sticking to the spoon as much, so hopefully that's good. Now it says put on cling film and chill for 30 minutes. I find we haven't got any cling film, so I'm going to use greaseproof paper. I think that will do the job just as well, and we'll put that in the fridge for 30 minutes to chill. Right, now I think the pastry will have chilled enough, so I'll just take you through the ingredients for the filling. We want 200 grams of currants, though I think you could use sultanas or raisins or a mix if you wanted to, and 1 egg white separated out.
How do you do that?
You have a good wife to help you. 50 grams of butter, which we're about to melt, and 50 grams of light brown sugar. So next we will proceed to melt the butter. Right, so now we've got the butter nicely melted. We add the currants and the sugar and stir them all together.
I presume it's until it's all blended in with each other.
That's the idea, Simon.
Tell you what, me and you, we're not the worst pair of bakers in the world, are we?
No, far from it.
Looks glistening on the camera. I mean, I'm sure it's glistening there, but it just looks like a black pot with a load of white lights in it.
What? Absorbed everything nicely there. And there, we just set that aside for the moment. And now the interesting bit. Start getting to work on the pastry.
Dun, 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 dun.
So, we want to work on about half of it to start with. Right, I think we've judged it wrong. I think this is far too sticky, but we'll try and make the best of it. Oh, don't think we've done this very well. Right, just to explain what happened here, the mixture was far too gooey. I don't know what we went wrong. We didn't stir enough, put too much milk, too little flour, but my wife had to come in and rescue the situation and made the pastry by putting a lot more flour in. And then once that was sorted, we then put the filling into the onto a base. We cut out a round shape using a cutter, then we put the filling onto there and folded it over. Then you glaze the top with some egg white and make a few notches in the top, and then they go into the oven for about 25 minutes on middle heat. Yeah, you can take them out of the oven when they're golden brown and then just sprinkle a bit of caster sugar on the top, and then it's your choice whether to eat them hot or cold, or with or without a scrape of butter on the top. Okay, we'll proceed to taste. Okay, now Simon is going to try his without any butter on the top.
Oh, it's nice and crispy.
Simon keeping us in suspense here.
It's well baked, but it doesn't really have much of a taste to it. I don't know whether it's whether it's our fault or whether it's just the cake itself. You know, but it doesn't seem to be the most flavourful ever. Give me another bite, hold on. Yeah. It tastes like the pastry that you get on a pie, but with a tad bit of sweetness. And leave it about 5 out of 10.
Okay. So not too bad. At least Simon didn't need a spit out bowl for this. Right, okay. I shall join him in a sec.
Here's my dad spreading the butter all over his prestige baked good.
Yeah, I think we rolled the pastry quite thick here. I don't think you need too many of these, but yeah, it's edible. I'll go one more than Simon. I'll say it's a tick.
Okay.
So that's all from Chorley cakes.